debatable whether this is controversial or not, but I wanted to throw a which is better out there for Super Mario Brothers 2 or Legend of Zelda 2.
Bri, did you know
Doki Doki 2.
that Super Mario Brothers 2 is actually Doki Panic?
Yeah,
What? How did you know?
the nerd.
No one ever talks about that.
The nerd.
No one has ever talked about that. And everyone who ever mentions it, anytime the game's brought up, is original and smart and a genius.
And did you know it was so
Thank you, God, for these people out there.
Did you know it
these
was so
brave,
much-
knowledgeable souls?
Did you know it was so much better because there was a poison mushroom that killed you, but it was too hard for North American audiences, so they had to team it down.
Thank God that Howard Phillips had the foresight, because people in the know, Brian, people in the know who Todd Phillips is. Had the foresight to say, this isn't a game North America
Did he
wants.
make Hotel Mario?
No. He's not that good.
So I chose these two titles.
These are both black sheep. These
Yes.
are both very questionable in the grand scheme of things.
The whole purpose was I feel like both games get shit on way too much. Neither
much
one.
like Hotel Mario.
No,
because
don't.
of the internet.
No,
because
no.
of the internet,
Because
they get
it's
shit
bad
on
game.
way more for being a little bit too different than their
Hey, Jim,
normal counterparts.
What are the chances Hotel Mario is even close to as good as either of these games? Yeah, exactly. Shut the fuck up. So my point is, these games get shit on way too much because they followed up just friggin' legendary games. They broke the mold. Well, one of them broke the mold, and it's just they get lost in the mix, especially Super Mario Brothers 2 because it was followed by 3, which
Arguably one of the best, obviously.
Yeah, any site that pretty much rates games says that's the best NES game ever. So, I've played both. Jim, have you played both?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just, which one do you think is better? I'll let you go first because I'll be honest, either way, I don't have a super strong opinion, but I do have a thought.
I'm going to say Super Mario Bros. 2 just because that's actually my favorite of the original trilogy. I like it more than 3. Like, maybe I like the Doki Doki kind of setup more. I think it's a very well-designed game. The music is excellent. The music's excellent in all of them.
Yeah.
And
Is it your favorite music of the 3?
it's kind of on par with all of them. I don't know, something about it. I think I just like, it's maybe the one where like, one is so, it's groundbreaking, simple game, very fun. I still play it.
But that soundtrack in 1, that's kind of unbeatable.
It's timeless, but you only get 4 songs. You get way more variety with 2 and 3. And 3 is almost, because I got into 3 late, like,
Too much there.
it's a little bit too much there. So 2 is in that perfect spot where I was able to like really put a lot of time to that one. So purely nostalgic reasons, 2 is my favorite of the original 3.
Okay.
But on its own, it's still a really solid game, luckily. So,
Yeah.
and Zelda 2's, it's a really good game. The biggest knock on it is it's hard. It's not impossible. You just have to grind. You have to know what you're doing. You have to know how to go about things. Not impossible, but hard, very unforgiving, and it's completely different from the original Legend of Zelda, so that's why people shit on it. It's not the original Legend of Zelda. It's not Link to the Past, which the style went back to. It's kind of the black sheep of...
Yeah, it tried
really
something so different.
I mean, it's up there with Skyward Sword, I think, as the games that people would crap on the most of the mainline Zelda games.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Okay, so you're going Mario
I'm going to
Bros.
go Mario 2 for nostalgia, but they're both good games.
So I'll go Zelda 2, not just to oppose Jim. Part of what he said...
That's a huge game, too, by the way.
Yeah.
Zelda 2.
Yeah. Number one, the fact that it's like you got the gold case, that drew it to me as a kid, just eye candy. Played it when I was a kid, I'll be honest, same deal. Played original Zelda. Never beat the original Zelda as a kid, but right away when I played this, I was like, this ain't Legend of Zelda.
You know what's a point in favor of Zelda 2? You don't need Nintendo Power to beat it.
That's very true. There are many positive things about Zelda 2, and I'm going to say something super fucking controversial. I think overall, Zelda 2 might have a better soundtrack than Zelda 1. It has more tracks, just like Jim is saying about Super Mario Bros. 2. There's more. I think Zelda 1 is more iconic, but there's more tracks available. arguably better. The interesting thing, and I'm going to pull a lot from the Angry Video Game Nerd, he pointed out that people right away saw Zelda 2 and said, oh, it's not even a Zelda game because it's so different. But at that point, there was only 2 Zelda games. So there wasn't a real format. It was you had the top-down, and then you had the side-scrolling. And then after that, yeah, and then like Jim said.
I'd even go so far as to say is Simon's Quest is not as bad a game as people say.
No, not at all.
It's just very flawed.
Yeah.
It was too ambitious for its time.
Zelda 2 is what...
And Hotel Mario is
Shut
also
the fuck up.
a-
Zelda 2, Jim's hit the nail on the head. It is grind heavy. It's almost like, think what Dark Souls is today. Like those games.
Is it the Dark Souls of Zelda games?
Stop trying to half stand up. You're going to hurt your knees. You're too old for this.
My knees are fine. My ankles are shit.
So, yeah, it's like, it is very grind heavy, which that's something I actually hate about games, but I don't know. Something about playing it, I appreciate it. If I felt like the world was a little bigger, the things you were trying to do was a little more open. Sure, some of the random enemy encounters were annoying as hell, but it's really not a bad game. The reason why I'm picking it over Super Mario Bros. 2, while it is a semi-different style, I didn't think it was that different of a game from Super Mario Bros. 1 other than some abilities, that it didn't change the mold that much.
Except you don't jump on heads. You have to throw stuff at people to kill them.
That's what I mean. Like that piece.
It's a pretty big thing.
Yeah, but other than that, what's different?
The way it breaks down the levels, the way.
You mean going from left
the
to right?
fact you don't have Bowser.
You
And
mean
you
going
have
from you mean going from left to right?
all the
was
mini
different?
bosses.
So you go right to left?
Nah,
That's
okay.
crazy.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
Good. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Good argument. Good talk.
So I felt like Zelda took a little bit more of a chance, and it went really crazy, and I feel like that gets shit on even more than Mario 2.
It does.
So I think for those reasons, I'm a little biased. I choose that.
Brian's sticking up for the little guy.
Can I say? I'm a man of the people.
No, you're not.
What do our comments say, Jim? What do our comments?
That's what I say.
That's why you'll always be a Barry Horowitz. So let us know what you guys think. I actually suspect most people will agree with Jim. Because
I don't know.
Well,
the Zelda fandom.
This was the whole point, though, that most people prefer Super Mario Bros. 2 over Zelda 2.
See, but I always get fucked. There's always fuckery.
That's why Daddy's here. So let us know what you think below, guys.